Today's episode is a quick one. We are talking about integrations with Dubsado and what you can integrate directly and what other platform you can use to connect other applications. Hello, you're listening to the Courageous Goals podcast. This podcast is for high-achieving, courageous women who want growth and the know-how to scale their business online. Running a business is a journey and a process. The more we learn in action, the more we succeed. If you're a woman in business, this is the podcast for you. Be in the 5% of businesses that make it. Let's get bold and create the life we desire. I'm bringing my passion to you through advice, coaching, inspiration, and support to help you create and design the life and business you want to live. I am a Dubsado expert, CPD certified in social media platforms, and a lover of admin systems and processes. I am an accredited ICF coach specialising in trauma and narcissism. My own coaching journey has supported my growth immensely, and I want to share those highlights with you to inspire and give you courage. Let's get intentional with our goals and make them happen. Let's get started. Hello and welcome to the Courageous Goals podcast today. Today we're going to look at Dubsado Integrations. As some of you might have already listened, we have a fair few episodes now on Dubsado, and the last one was about your client onboarding processes. Although you don't have to use that with Dubsado, you can use a different management software that works for you. However, everybody knows I use Dubsado, so that's what I kind of based it around. Whereas today I'd like to talk about the integrations that you can use with Dubsado. And there are a few different integrations you can use. And there is also a bonus, like a plus with integrations. So initially, in the settings of Dubsado, you have an integrations section, and this is where you can add certain things that really support you in your business that you might use day to day. So as we know, I aim a lot of things at coaches in business, because I am a coach also, and I set myself up on Dubsado as a coach, and it really works really well. So there is a conferencing part of Dubsado where you can add either Google Meet, you can add Zoom, you can add 8x8, and they're just different types of conferencing links that you can add with Dubsado, so that when you create a booking with someone, so when you create a session, when someone wants to have a discovery call with you or something like that, Dubsado works with other applications such as Zoom for your conferencing, and it will automatically create a link, which is a huge time saver. It can then be added to your calendar. So if you've connected your calendar to Dubsado, it automatically connects in your calendar. And in the email confirmation that you send the client or the potential client, it will send them the Zoom link also. So it really works well with other integrations. In addition to conferencing, you also have an accounts section. So if you use something like QuickBooks or Xero, it works really well with those, and you can integrate those directly with Dubsado. So you can link Dubsado invoices and applied payments. So if someone pays you directly on the Pay Now button within Dubsado, that also syncs to Xero. If they pay you maybe perhaps by backs or something like that, you then just need to apply the payment in Dubsado, but the invoices still work with Dubsado and Xero or QuickBooks. You potentially just need to link them up together when you do your accounting. But the biggest part, the bonus of the integrations, is something called Zapier. And for those of you that don't know what Zapier is, Zapier works as the middleman, and it connects other applications to Dubsado. So with the conferencing part, like Zoom or Google Meet, the accounting part, QuickBooks or Xero, they connect directly with Dubsado. But Zapier works as the middleman for other applications that don't work directly with Dubsado. So you would connect Zapier with another application. So you log in into Zapier, you connect certain tools, you ask it to do certain things. And the way that I've got mine set up is if I have a client that signs a contract, it then creates a folder for that client in my drive in the right folder where I want that folder to be, which I think is absolutely brilliant, because then when I share certain things with clients, if I share a resource with them, or if they share something with me, or I want to send them something but I need to keep a copy of it specifically for that client, I will save everything in that folder. But I know that folder is already there. It's been created because they've signed a contract with me to be a client, and I've asked Zapier to do that little task for me that just saves me, a couple of minutes. In addition, I also have another Zapier, well, it's called a Zap actually. I have another Zap where a client signs a contract again and their email address gets added to my client list in my mailing platform, which is also a point I have in my contract, just to say that I'll add them to my client mailing list. Now, this isn't my main client mailing list, this is my client list. So they won't get bombarded or they won't get any of my usual emails that I send out weekly or my monthly newsletter or anything like that. They don't get those emails. This is for clients specifically. So if I want to email my clients about something specific, if I've got a course or a program or something coming up, that's where I can target my clients only and not everybody else. And there are so many different Zaps you really can create. I'm actually trying to work out a few more at the minute where I can do certain things that with clients that sign up with me in Dubsado, because there are just so many. There are hundreds and hundreds of them. So for those of you that don't know how or what Zapier is, I urge you just to go and have a look at the at Zapier. Just type in Zapier in your Google browser and create an account. It's free to use 5 Zaps. And that's 100 tasks, I think. Don't quote me on that. I think it's 100 tasks for the 5 Zaps per month. And yeah, that's free. And obviously there are paid plans as well. So if you tend to use more, if you work with more and more people, or if you want more and more tasks creating for you in the background, then yeah, you can sign up for a paid plan. But Zapier is really good. It works very well with Dubsado. And then obviously this doesn't necessarily come under integrations, it's more under the settings, but with Dubsado you can connect. So I use everything to do with Google Workspace. So I connect my Google Calendar, I connect my my Google inbox, my email, and they all just work. They all sync really, really well. So Dubsado Integrations is a really good part when you know how to use it. Now, as I've mentioned before, I have a course coming out this February. I'm very, very, very excited, and it will be launching on the 20th of February. So if you are interested, the course will be called Dubsado Lab. It is aimed at coaches, but other service-based users will also hugely benefit as well. They just need to play with certain things that I would have aimed it at coaches for, but they will know how to do that, because the idea of the course is that you get to learn Dubsado and implement it yourself at your own pace, rather than asking someone else to do it and set you up on it. Because although it's great someone else setting you up on it and everything is in place and a lot of things happen automatically, you don't necessarily know how it works and how it was set up. So that's the idea of creating the course, so that you can learn how to do it and have it set up for you with support with this course. So I hope the integrations part was useful for you. It was very quick, very short episode, but I thought it was worth talking about because not everybody knows what you can integrate with Dubsado. And those couple of bits are just really important, because you don't need to sit there and go and play with Zoom and create links and still send to clients once you've got everything in place. And the same with invoices with Xero or QuickBooks or Zapier, and having all those little admin tasks done for you. So I hope that was helpful, and I look forward to sharing next week's episode with you as well, because that's also a very good one, specifically aimed at coaches. Thank you so much for listening to the Courageous Goals podcast. I really hope you've enjoyed today's episode and taken something of value for you. If you'd love more advice, coaching, inspiration and support, head on over to join many other courageous women in business in our free community group over on Facebook. We'd love to welcome you. You can also find free useful resources over on the website at leannebrown.com/resources. Right, that's all for this week. I look forward to sharing another episode with you next week.